But I just had a thought. What if TS12 is like a country album?
Welcome to It's Different.
Lee hee hee. I'm Ryan and that's Molly.
In today's episode, we're going to talk about how Taylor and Travis made their red carpet debut.
And then Taylor performed Shake It Off. She sounded so good. And it was her first performance since buying her master's.
And another big purchase that Taylor's looking to make soon.
Make sure to subscribe on YouTube or follow us wherever you're listening to this podcast.
If you didn't see the news, Taylor and Travis made their red carpet debut together for the first time ever. I mean, that is what debut means, as we know. At Tight End University in Nashville. Ryan, out of all the things we had on our bingo cards and our clowning predictions of when Taylor and Travis would make their red carpet debut, did you have Tight End University's welcome party on your list?
I didn't even know what the Tight End University was until recently, thanks to Taylor. So no, I did not. But I mean, I guess in hindsight, it feels right. Because I mean, half of the best content we've gotten of Tavis is from, is Chiefs related. So it kind of tracks, that it would be involved with football.
Yeah. And I think it is really cool that the first red carpet appearance that they have together is an event that's personal to them. As epic as Grammys appearances or the Met Gala or whatever could have been, this is more special and personal and they have control over it. So I think that's really cool. And it's Taylor showing up for Travis at this charity event that's super important to him that he's been putting on for the last couple of years. So I love that part of it. And they just looked so good.
And it's casual. Like, obviously she slayed as she always does, but it wasn't a traditional red carpet where everything's a little stuck up and, you're dressed to the nines. It felt like very on brand for both of them. So
right. Or like paparazzi are yelling at them or something. Right. It was just chill. Yeah.
Yeah. Very, very on brand for them. And I feel like that's where Taylor's at now. It's like she wouldn't have it any other way.
Right. The small town feel, the personal touch, like personal
and the
inner
plaid.
Circle energy. Yeah. And the plaid.
More plaid. But we don't clown about that anymore, even though, I mean, it could still be the next era because I don't think I've ever seen her in more plaid than this last year. So it was a nice little summer plaid with the green.
Right. I feel like it was giving picnic blanket, right. Checkered vibes, very summer.
Just funny because now that I just said that, I'm like, it was green. I'm like, wow, who am I? I definitely would have at least associated that with maybe like debut Taylor's version, green, checkered. Maybe.
Oh yeah, there were so many debutation vibes that would have been clowning if Taylor didn't own her masters now. I talked about this in the recap I posted on Patreon, which if you guys want a full breakdown with all the photos and clips of Taylor and Travis making this red carpet debut and what we're about to talk about, which is Taylor singing Shake It Off. If you want the full coverage of that, the link to the recap will be in the description of this episode. This is one of my longest recaps ever. It's almost 30 minutes long because there was so much good stuff. But anyway, one of the things that I addressed is that the next night when Taylor was in black and Travis was in kind of a camo matching set and a cowboy hat, people were saying debutation clowning would have been off the rails if we saw a photo of Taylor in all black and then Travis with a freaking cowboy hat a couple months ago.
You're right. I don't even see it that way anymore. I'm like, well, they're in Nashville and she wears black a lot. I'm like, wow, who am I?
So the night that Taylor and Travis were wearing these outfits that we're talking about was this Tight End and Friends concert that happened at the Brooklyn Bowl in Nashville. And anyone could buy tickets to this. This was the only thing in the whole Tight End University event schedule that was truly open to the public. The welcome party where they made their red carpet debut, that was a private event. But once people knew that Taylor was going to these events, those tickets, they were $30-$40 to go to the Tight End and Friends concert the next night. They sold out instantly. And people were just hoping that at least they would get a glimpse of Taylor. Never in a million years did they think that Taylor would end up taking the stage and doing a surprise performance with Kane Brown to shake it off, where she had to borrow someone else's guitar just to do it.
$30-$40 for a ticket to see Taylor Swift in this economy? What? It's funny because I feel like if we lived in Nashville, regardless, we probably would have bought tickets before the red carpet debut just because of, Travis is a tight end and you just never know. Like even before, I think we would have done it, especially for $40. If we lived there, we'd be
the proceeds go to charity. Why not?
It would have been fun regardless. So if only we lived in Nashville.
I know.
I am a huge Shake It Off stan, but that to me might have been one of her best performances of it ever. I mean, an acoustic Shake It Off. She sounded so good. And it's the first time she has performed since buying her masters and since the Eras tour. And so what, 6 months? It's been a minute.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a minute.
Her little note change for "It's gonna be all right." She made Shake It Off kind of country.
Is that? Oh, I mean, again, they're in Nashville. It's so hard. But like, is that a? So when I got home that night, one of our listeners tagged us in the video of her performing. And once again, I thought it was fake. I was like, this is not real. And I opened it. I don't know, because I just still don't trust anything, right? It's like, I just saw the link and I was like, yeah, okay. And I opened it and I was like, what is going on? Coincidentally, that same night, earlier that evening, maybe around the same time with the time difference, who knows? I myself performed Shake It Off at a karaoke bar, having no idea this was happening across the country. And I was like, wait, we performed on the same night. I was actually Molly that said that. She's like, you also performed? Like, woke up to like my video, to Taylor's video, and being like, what is actually going on? So I was also wearing black. I just want to put that out there. Okay. The Tay Voodoo, I was channeling her and not even knowing. We were connected. It's also my go-to karaoke song because it's hard to mess it up. But
I know at first I thought, what are the chances that you chose to play Shake It Off and she chose to play Shake It Off out of all the songs? Like, what?
I think it's also her go-to. It's like, okay, what's an easy song? Especially because she had said that the band apparently had just, learned that they were going to perform this. So it's like an easy song for everyone involved. It's also an easy karaoke song.
It's very repeatable for the band. It's the same thing. Yeah. Very straightforward. Yes, for them to be able to pick that up. She said they had just found out they were doing it 3 minutes prior, which is crazy. Yeah. And of course, it's a country band because, in case you didn't know, throughout that whole night, there are a bunch of different country artists that were performing. So Taylor was there just vibing along to a bunch of the other performances. And then Kane Brown was the last person to perform, and he brought her on towards the tail end of his set.
Yeah. And then Travis was just being a little cutie in the off stage, just so supportive and just so freaking stoked watching her perform. He's probably also missed her performing. I feel like that was a huge part. I mean, that was their relationship last year, besides that in football. And he was such a proud little boyfriend.
Yeah, I have a clip of his reaction in the recap, and he's just headbanging and has the biggest smile on his face. He's cheering. The other cool thing is that Abigail was there, Taylor's best friend from high school. I believe Abigail still lives in the Nashville area, so I thought that was really cool. How freaking full circle that Taylor's first performance since owning her master is back in Nashville, the place where her career started, with her best friend that was by her side then. And then in the freaking song she wrote about her best friend, which is 15, she talks about, in your life you'll do things greater than dating the boy on the football team. And now here she is back in Nashville because she's dating the guy on the football team.
That is crazy.
Just all the parallels were blowing my mind, but just that she's back at her roots on the small stage in Nashville. I think the venue was maybe 1,000 people max. And going from playing these huge stadiums on the Eras tour to that as being her first performance back is just so special.
It's so OG. It's so debut Taylor's version. There's so much country involved. It's just, yeah. It's like, what is coming next? Because I don't know. It's just, I mean, sure, some people could be like, she's just living her life and just like wanted to pop on stage and like, cool. But also, I don't know.
But
feels
also
different. It just feels different, It feels like something could be happening. Also, coincidentally, her Lover promo tour all happened in Nashville. And I know that seems unrelated, but that was a summer album. And maybe TS12 is going to be a summer album. Maybe debut Taylor's version is closer than we think. Who knows?
I still stand on debut Taylor's version coming out with the 20-year anniversary of the original release of debut. I feel like that just makes sense. But as we've discussed many times, TS12 is for sure already in the works because she's been Easter egging it. From the 12 eyes in the letter, from the new logos on her site, there's breadcrumbs being given to us for TS12. Do I think it's coming out this summer? I don't know. That feels a little soon to me at this point. I feel like she's just vibing off of the fact that she owns her catalog and is just having fun with her life. But I agree that TS12 could give summer vibes whenever we get it. I just don't know if that would be this summer or not until next summer.
I know that a lot of people, based on our little Easter eggs, that we think TS12 is going to be, some people are now saying like Great Gatsby vibes, like the sunset, like glitz and glamour, that whole thing. But I just had a thought. What if TS12 is like a country album? Is that possible? And is that what all the plaid has been? And is that why now we're getting inklings of what we feel like is debut Taylor's version? But like you said, it's like it does make more sense to come out next year for the 20th anniversary. Why rush that? She's chilling. She has her masters now. So that'd be crazy.
I know. I've actually seen a lot of people wondering if Taylor would ever go back to country, because when she was switching to pop for 1989, she got pushback for that. Her label at the time wanted her to stay country. And she actually literally said when she was deciding what to do with 1989, there's no way that Shake It Off could have a banjo or something like that. There's a quote from her along those lines, which is also why it's so funny that Shake It Off is what she ended up playing with this country band impromptu. Yeah. And then she was able to add a little bit of the twang to it and things like that. And when you think about it, Post Malone was in the, I would say alternative pop space before going into the country space. Beyonce went into the country space. Could Taylor come back in? I feel like Sabrina's been a little country pop-ish as well.
Yeah, Man-Child is. Yeah. I mean, we don't know. Her new album could be country-ish. Wow. That just sprung into my head. TS12. I mean, it is confusing though, because the Easter eggs that we've gotten, but I'm like, we don't know what those Easter eggs are, right? Like the logo, what we've seen or thought was like the sunset vibes, this and that. I mean, that could still be country. That's irrelevant. I mean, it could also all still be country, right? Like that logo, while it's giving like midnight, like high-end Midnight's Great Gatsby vibes, it could just be a glitzy country album. That is a thing that exists.
I would kind of love if TS12 was similar to Tortured Poets in the sense that it just kind of taps into multiple production styles and it doesn't have to all be country or all be pop. I think Tortured Poets is still pretty cohesive, even though the production of songs can be so different from one to the next. And it's because of the storytelling, right? So I'm hoping for TS12. I would love to get something along the lines of So High School again, where it does feel a little bit more band heavy and like not rock, but you know what I mean. And then I would love some vibes from Lover of the fun, happy pop songs like I Think He Knows or Cool Summer. And I would love just a hodgepodge of all of these different things. I literally have a playlist right now that's called Tay Summer that I actually made last summer. I need to update it now, but I started listening to it again the last couple of days. And it covers all of these different types of Taylor songs, from Love Story to I Can See You. Just songs that are upbeat and fun.
Share these playlists, man. You keep talking about your sultry playlist. Now you have a summer playlist. Hello, the people, myself included, share your freaking links, okay?
I know someone asked if I would make a running playlist, and I need to know in the comments if you guys all have Apple Music or Spotify, or if I should just make them in both places. The sultry playlist that Ryan just referred to, I have not talked about it on the pod yet, but might as well.
I swore you did. I swore you did.
It's just a funny funny name, but literally Taylor has so many sultry songs that just scratch an itch in my brain. Like, I'm gonna get you back. And so I made a playlist of all of those after her announcement that she owns her masters, because now I can put I Don't Want to Live Forever is another perfect example. Now I can put all of these things on the same playlist. So yeah, if anyone wants our playlists, let us know. I will create them in both Apple Music and Spotify.
Yes. Drop the link.
I didn't used to be a playlist person. I used to really just listen to albums all the way through, but there's too many options now. I have to mix it up.
It's all started years ago when you created the playlist, Taylor playlist for me. So I know you got it in you. And the last thing I'll say about this country TS12 that I just now manifested 5 minutes ago is we all know there's no bigger supporter than Travis. And if she was going to do it, he would be the one being like, yes. 100%. So I could see that being the motivation as well of like, not only is this also full circle since she has her masters and why not, but also like her man would be all about it, you know, as a love story stan himself.
Yeah,
he could be the reason.
The producers that Taylor loves working with, like Jack and Aaron, can totally tap into that vibe so easily. So,
oh my God, a Jack country album? That'd be wild.
I mean, that's Jack worked on Man-Child with Sabrina.
Yeah, and Amy Allen is like more that side. Yeah, that'd be fire. Man-Child's a banger.
Also, we're recording this before the New Heights episode drops this week. So at the time that our episode comes out, because it comes out on Wednesdays, the New Heights episode will also come out, where I'm assuming that they're going to talk about all of this. Taylor singing Shake It Off and Tight End You and all this stuff. I just have to put that out there because there's going to be probably some brand new information that we aren't even acknowledging here. Travis is also going to be on the Bussin' with the Boys podcast on Tuesday, and Bussin' with the Boys, the hosts of that podcast were at Tight End You, and they were, I believe they were kind of the MCs of the night at the Tight End and Friends event and the concert. So again, I'm assuming that they're going to be asking Travis about Taylor, and there's going to be all this awesome, fun new information that we're not talking about right now. So just know that we'll cover it at some point, and go ahead and just flood the comments with whatever we're missing. All right, so Taylor bought her masters for, we don't really know, actually. We have no idea how much she bought it for. But what we do know is that she's looking into another big purchase. Big to us, probably small to her. $13,000 is the alleged price tag for the big friendship bracelet that the Superdome in New Orleans had created before they hosted the Eras Tour back in the fall. And then they ended up shipping it to other stadiums, like trading it, if you will. And how cool that the final trade could be back to Taylor, because her company, which is one of her companies, she has many companies. One of them's called Firefly Entertainment, and they're looking to officially purchase this from New Orleans. And the sale was supposed to be approved in some meeting last week, and then it got deferred. So it's not official yet, but the news is out now that Taylor's trying to buy this friendship bracelet.
Which is crazy because, A, what is she going to do with it? Where is she going to put it? Is it going to end up in a museum? I know that apparently some people think it could be used for the documentary footage. What's she going to do with it? You know, where has it been living? I also didn't realize it was inflatable. And you're like, what else would it be? I don't know. It was so well done that at least in the photos, it looked like actual structure. I didn't realize it was just an inflatable. So, wow, nice work.
That's how they could, you know, shrink it down and ship it, I think, and transport.
I don't know. It was really, really well done.
And it's so big. It's 140 feet long, but
yeah,
the individual beads are 7 feet. It's crazy.
That's crazy. Yeah. So where is it going to go?
Well, I saw a lot of people guessing that maybe Taylor would use it for a premiere if she has a documentary coming out anytime soon, or just anytime in general. A documentary about the Eras Tour or about owning her masters, because I feel like it's too big to put in a museum.
Yeah.
How do you fit that in a museum?
No, you're right. 140
It has
feet.
to be hung outside of a big building.
That's like kind of her thing. So it could be used for some surprise activation, but for what? It's an interesting purchase. It is. She obviously has been planned for it.
Yeah, maybe she's just purchasing it to have it, because what else were they going to do with it? I don't know. But it seems like something she's doing with intention. Yeah.
Yeah. She's not just going to store it in her basement and be like, that was fun.
I would love for someday for Taylor to have a residency somewhere, and then you could have something like that. But again, it wouldn't be called the Eras Tour. So I don't know. On the note of the Eras Tour, many of you may remember Kam Saunders, one of the stars dancers of the Eras Tour. He was the one who always said, like ever, but would make up different phrases or say things in different languages. He had the awesome Bejeweled dance. He had a lot of he did the 1, 2, 3, 4. And I Could Do It With a Broken Heart. He had so many fun little moments throughout the Eras Tour. Iconic. And Cam's brother is Khalen Saunders, who plays for the Saints. So actually, New Orleans, same stadium we were just talking about with the friendship bracelet. Khalen actually also used to be Travis's teammate on the Chiefs, and they won a Super Bowl together, which is all really cool. But the reason I'm bringing this up is because Kam and Khalen are teaming up together to create this football camp that is supposed to support LGBTQ plus youth who want to participate in sports and create a safe space for them. I think that is just so cool. I saw this story right before we were about to start recording the episode today, and I just figured if we're already talking about the Eras Tour, why not throw this awesome story in there?
That is really cool. He's iconic. I met someone recently who said they ran into him at the Beyonce concert and how he was just so nice and like took photos with them, and I'm like, he's the dream to run into. And how fun that he's combining his brother's love of football and his love of football, and also Kam being a member of the LGBTQ plus community, and how special, especially this day and age, we need more of this. And it's coming up on July 5th. I wonder if Travis or anybody else will make an appearance. That would be really fun. Like if there will be any melding of the worlds, you know?
Yeah, I don't know. It does say that the one-day camp is supposed to have drills that are run by NFL players, both current and former NFL players. So who knows? It's in Missouri, and they're going to have these drills. And then there will be an allyship workshop to educate people about how to support the LGBTQ plus youth who are trying to participate in sports and want a safe space to feel comfortable doing that. And then also there's going to be a dance clinic led by Kam. Like, can we somehow go to Missouri and just participate in this clinic as adults? This is not for us. But I would love to go to a dance clinic with Kam. That's so cool.
Oh, that's going to be so much fun.
Yeah. Also, it'll be interesting to see if Taylor hosts her July 4th party this year.
I know.
We're coming up on the 2-year anniversary of her iconic happy belated Independence Day from your local independent girlies. See you tonight, Kansas City. That post that Taylor did 2 years ago before Travis went to the show that became the beginning of their little love story.
All that tells me is that maybe I need to post something on the 4th and just manifest and be like, single AF, Independence Day, and then be like, come on, universe, do your work.
No, you got to post it a day or two after. That's what she did, because it was happy belated Independence Day.
Okay.
Yeah.
Noted. All right.
Yeah, post it to our account, okay? Everyone go follow at it, Hit Stiff Pod, and see whatever Ryan posts after the 4th to manifest
it's gonna be me on a bike. You're like, that's what you
Travis.
did. You're like, that's what you did. It's like, yeah, I'm just manifesting, you know? I don't know. Her action and being at the beach had nothing to do with Travis being a football player and all that. But obviously, yeah, being the literal night that he went to her show. I mean, this will be her first 4th where she's off while she's with Travis. So that means they'll be together, and maybe Holiday House will be back popping with all the squad. Girlies plus Travis. Girlies plus ones. You know, that's where we're at now. It's like everyone bring their men.
That's where the iconic photos of Taylor and Tom Hiddleston came from years ago when he wore the I Heart TS shirt. That then in the Look What You Made Me Do music video, they were wearing the I Heart TS shirts. Anyway, if you don't know the lore, yeah, if you don't know the lore of July 4th and Taylor Swift, she always used to throw these huge parties at her house in Rhode Island with all of her friends. I think it was a much smaller party when Taylor was posting about it 2 years ago, but she had the Haim sisters, Ashley, Selena. It was a smaller group that was there celebrating. So we'll see if we end up getting any glimpses into how she celebrated. Past versions of ourselves would have been clowning for something to happen on July 4th other than a July 4th party. Specifically, if you had asked us at least 6 weeks ago, we were starting to build a case. Well, when I say we, I really mean Ryan.
It was
many other Swifties. We're building the case for why July 4th could be a time that she could have announced whatever the next thing was. Rep TV, debut, TS12. So I don't think we're clowning for July 4th anymore. But are you clowning for anything else that we haven't already talked about?
Yeah, it's crazy to think that July 4th was our last clown date on the docket. We didn't have anything past that. And here we are, almost upon it. And I mean, I feel like I mentioned this to you the other day that it's not an option. You know, I mean, I can't remember all the things that were pointing towards it at the time. Obviously, a big thing was like the stars that we kept seeing in like the merch and photos and just...
Her Grammys outfits have been red, white, and blue the last 3 times she went.
Yes. That feels like such an old version of me. I can't even remember the clown notes anymore.
There was something about the ruby being the birthstone of July.
Yes. Look at Molly remembering more than me. She's even like, that was you. And I'm like, look at you pulling the facts. You're right.
And it's on a Thursday. So.
Oh, see? No, it's a Friday. Oh, well, yeah.
Oh, no, you're right.
Yeah, it's a Friday.
Like Thursday night into Friday is what I meant. Yes, I said Thursday out loud, but that's what I meant. Like,
it's teed up perfectly.
Yeah.
The rubies that she gave up, you know, and we kept seeing a lot of rubies and the 12 rubies in the earrings and rubies this, rubies that, and July just so happens that is the birthstone. So, I mean, that'd be pretty wild for her to give us TS12 on the 4th, but I mean, I don't know.
I don't think that's happening, okay?
I don't know.
The tee-up was what else other than July 4th are we clowning for?
I'm like, just like that, I'm back on the train. Anyway, so July 4th, I mean, I just need to say it, because if it does happen, I would be really mad that I didn't at least say it. So I'm just fair. Like, I'm saying it out there. If it doesn't happen, that's cool. Like, great, let's move on. If it does, you heard it here. Anything else? So I'm also just here, you know, since I'm partially retired from clowning now, you know, we're on a break. I'm like Taylor, like we're just enjoying the summer. We're on a break. But I also want to tell you what the people are saying. So a lot of people think that whenever we get Taylor Swift, Taylor's version or debut Taylor's version, that it might be a double album. People think it could be like Shania Twain has done in the past, where it's country and then redone as pop. People have associated that double album. I mean, we can't let the double album go. She does it one time and now we think every album's a double album. But and people were counting her, like noting her peace sign in her photos from the tight end event, which I'm like, y'all, it's just a peace sign, okay? And they're like, that's what we thought at the Grammys too. And it's like, no.
No. That was not very intentional. It's not the same. At the end of the day, Taylor is a millennial, and I'm sorry, but we do this all the time. Yeah, it's too ambiguous, you know. Also, the papers, like the letter on her website, people are obsessed with the fact that it's clearly 2 papers, and we only see the first. So everyone's like, what's on the other page? It's like, maybe nothing. It just looks more aesthetically pleasing, stacked, versus... It definitely does. Yeah.
One would look a little, you want to layer it. It's like, you know, she didn't write the next page because she just wrote the first and it's on a stack of pages. Anyway, so I think that's the biggest thing is the double album rumors. And as I said earlier in the episode, now my idea of maybe TS12 being country. And then the final thing is, you know, we're in summertime. Would Taylor want to have a hit of the song of the summer? You know, it's been a minute. And does she want to jump in and join the rest of the pop girlies out here and be like, are we going to get a Cruel Summer is what I'm saying.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy when you think about the fact that when Cruel Summer was released, because it wasn't a single, it was the end of August.
I know. Summer was
and then
like
it was
almost
the song
over.
of the summer for the next every single summer after that.
Right. So it's like, we don't need another song, to be fair, but I'm like, does she want that? I don't know. I mean, I know Sabrina's album comes out in August, which it's like, all right, that puts a wrench.
There are rumors that Gracie might be coming out with another album soon. That'll be interesting.
I mean, who knows? I mean, the song of the summer could be that elusive, rumored Sabrina Taylor collaboration. That could be the song of the summer. Taylor doesn't need to like put it out on her own album. She could just collab. I could see that being a thing.
Right. I also have to laugh at the fact that you said it's been a minute when Tortured Poets did come out last April. It hasn't been that long. We just have been so overfed.
No, I meant summer specifically. We haven't had a summer bop from Taylor in a minute.
Right. I mean, it was Fortnite and I Can Do It With a Broken Heart were the lead singles.
I mean, she released Speak Now, Taylor's version, in July. So, and we got Folklore in July. So maybe it's time, it's been 2 years. Maybe it's time for another July release.
It's crazy that it's been 2 years since the last Taylor's version. Like, it's not Speak Now, 1989 is the last Taylor's version, but they came so close together.
Right.
The fact that we're almost 2-year anniversaries of those announcements, releases, that's wild. It feels like yesterday.
I mean, we're like almost a year and a half since an album announcement, which is crazy. Again, it's like we are literally trending towards the OG timeline. If she just waits X amount of months, math, 8 more months, I don't know, however many months, then it'll be 2 years, because 2 years used to be the old cadence re-records. So maybe she'll just wait and be like, let's reset the timeline. I mean, that kind of tracks, but please don't. Can't go a whole year without music after giving us like 50 albums a year and then nothing for a whole year. So those are the updates. Everything and nothing at all. If anybody has heard anything on the ground, let me know. Let me know what people are talking about.
On the ground?
I don't know. I don't know. I was like, that doesn't make any sense.
Whoever's clowning out there, let us know what you're clowning about.
Let us know, please.
Next week, we are super excited because we are going to be telling you a little bit more about our plans to cover The Summer I Turned Pretty, which we've been talking about the last few weeks. And if you want to get caught up, your window is closing. Okay, either start reading the books or watching the episodes on Amazon Prime soon, because the first episodes drop on July 16th. And next week, we're going to give you a little preview. So if you want to refresh yourself before then, so you know what we're talking about, it's just giving you an advance warning now. And also, as a reminder, go check out our Patreon if you want the full recap of the photos, videos, all the fun moments for Time at University. If Taylor makes any other public appearances this summer, with or without Travis, we will be doing recaps there. So click that link in the description of this episode if you want to go watch that. Thank you to everyone who has joined our Patreon. You also get to watch our episodes ad-free there, which is great. Thank you for watching and for listening. We will see you next week. Bye.
Bye.